It's Bamboye and Magassa to get this one started, and we are underway. Red Raiders control the opening tip. They are in the home whites. Cowboys in the visiting gold. And here's Christian McCaslin right into the lane. Got it to Bamboye, who misses right underneath, Chris.
Yeah, Christian Anderson with the drive early. And we'll get into some of that, but there's a very unique way that Wyoming plays defense. I'll touch on that as we go along here.
Walker is their leading scorer. This is Belich. Around JT Toppin, jumper from the outside is good for Belich. Average is just 6 a ball game, gets the opener.
Yeah, and for Texas Tech today, defend the arc. Wyoming has plenty of guys that can make them. You just need to limit those chances. And you need to put some foul pressure on these guys. They 22 times a game on average do they foul, and they've got plenty of depth, and you've got to make them pay for that aggressiveness, John.
The Raiders have JT Toppin on the wing here. 5 on the shot clock. Here's Toppin, defended by Belich. To Tyree Bryan, his shot's off the mark as the buzzer for the shot clock sounds. Red Raiders got that shot off, but it was hurried in the end. Walker trying to penetrate, can't get past Anderson. Now Belich, who shot it in over Toppin a moment ago. 10 now for the Cowboys to shoot. Walker against Atwell inside. Bamboye got in his way and he traveled.
Yeah, it's an atypical possession for Coach Wicks's team. They typically push the pace, and it's a controlled pace, but they typically get a shot up early and then go get it if they miss it. One of the top offensive rebounding teams in the country.
Yeah, they average about 10 plus a game. And friendly roll for Christian Anderson.
Shooter's touch right there by Christian Anderson. Yeah, a couple of things for Wyoming. Defend JT Toppin. They typically are going to try to take away the three-point chances, and they want to make you play one-on-one. Well, how are you going to defend JT Toppin? I don't care who you are. You're going to have a tough time defending him one-on-one, so we'll see what they do there. And then limit fouls if you're Wyoming, because they foul a lot. We touched on that earlier, but they give up about 20 made free throws a game on average. So, but they've got all this depth. So that's kind of their math, what they emphasize. Let's make them earn it at the stripe. Let's not give them three-point chances. And you've got, 11 or 12 guys in a rotation. So they're going to make you grind it out at the free throw line. We've already got one three-point make, but there's a miss right there by Texas Tech and JT Toppin.
Couple of turnovers by Wyoming on their last 2 possessions. They average about 12 a game. Belich outside that three-point arc is good. Belich lets a Red Raider fan in the front row know.
Just his 3rd three-point make of the season. Typically kind of a rebounding type, but 1 past 3 right there. Stretch big.
Here's Toppin going to back down. Magassa left-handed jump hook is good.
And see, that's where they're going to have to make a decision. It's going to look a lot like that if you try to continue the one-on-one scenario, and I think JT willing to live with it. I think they'll give him the three-point shots, which they gave him the previous possession.
Walker, a fade away from the free throw line is not there. Toppin comes away with the board. He'll bring the ball up the court.
And this is different from last year. He's okay and very comfortable in that setting.
Anderson, who's really good with the basketball, threw it away inside trying to get it to Toppin, but Bamboye.
Luke Bamboye out, Lawan Watts in. And Grant McCaslin said after the last game, we're better defensively when Luke is in the game. We're better offensively when Watts is in the game. And we're trying to merge those and mesh that group together. But the three-point make from the corner right there for the Pokes.
Caden Bennett puts the Wyoming up by 3 at 8-5. Toppin in the lane goes to Lawan Watts. Close in, not good off the rim, and the Cowboys have the basketball. This is Rojas in the ball game. Gores is number 11. Haraco 13 with the basketball, all off the bench. Chris referenced the fact that Sundance Wicks likes to play a lot of players, and high off the glass is Rojas.
Yeah, it's a tough shot right there. Floater off the glass and in.
10-5 Cowboys. Toppin at the three-point line. Stopped there by Gores. Back up top to Anderson. Christian with a 3 in the game already, had 6 against New Orleans. Watts in the corner all by himself.
Well, they double Christian Anderson coming off the ball screen. He finds the open man in the corner, and Lawan Watts, that is certainly, you know, just his 4th three-point make of the season, but he starts adding that into the mix, and he can shoot them. He starts adding that in the mix, and he is a difficult guard on the other end. But boy, the slip right there with the dunk right there by Gavin Gores.
Freshman out of Cumberland High School. Cowboys by 4. Anderson inside. JT Toppin. That's easy. Got away from Gores. Red Raiders within 2, ranked 20th in the country this week. They've got quite a challenging schedule coming up, leading into Big 12 play. Dennis back to Gores. He'll take it from outside that three-point line. Off the back iron, not there. Tipped around by the Big 12 Conference.
Oh, it's coming fast. Yeah, you've got some neutral site games in Fort Worth, Dallas, and in New York City that quite interesting. That will not be easy. So the tune-up opportunities few and far between, and there's a nice finish right there by JT Toppin. Again, will the Cowboys make any adjustment there of how they're going to guard him? Because it's not going to go well if you're going to leave him one-on-one in the post with JT Toppin. But you give it right back up on the other end.
Toppin's got 6 for the Red Raiders, but Gores underneath puts Wyoming back on top. Yeah, that Wyoming team under Linder back in 2022 won 25 games, made the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and he's been such a great addition to Grant's staff. He's in charge of the offense and other things, but just really good, I think, friend to Grant McCasland and confidant. They go way back. And again, Jeff Linder is the one that hired Sundance Wicks back in, as you mentioned. So, but that very unique situation with the Wyoming administration saying, hey, this is part of the deal. We'd like to continue to play. And when you first hear that, you're thinking like, we're gonna make you come up to Laramie. But no, these are, I think, all Texas Tech home games. But it's great. It's a good mid-major for Wyoming. They're 6-1 coming in here, and I think Texas Tech was more than happy to accommodate that.
Boy, nice pass inside by Anderson. Red Raider along with Watts, Atwell, Anderson.
And you're missing some players if you're Texas Tech today. So no Jalen Petty. So Leon Horner and Nolan Groves will get a little more run than normal.
Quintuck will not play today either.
And yeah, Josiah Mosley still out.
Saudi off the bench for Wyoming. 7 on the shot clock for the Cowboys. Here's Walker, defended by Atwell, trying to find a way to get a shot off at the free throw line. In and out, no good. Tipped around, taken by the Cowboys.
And that's what they do. Offensive rebound, average over 10 a game. You're good at what you emphasize, and that is certainly one of the main pillars of the identity of the Wyoming program under Coach Wicks.
Meyer missing with Leon Horner in his face, and Atwell across the timeline. Red Raiders by 2. Look inside by Boye, wanted Watts, but threw it away, and all the way is Harako. Laid it up and gets the roll.
Yeah, transition opportunity.
Tied.
Yeah, and you're trying that interior passing and just a bit too late.
Couple of turnovers by McCasland's team. Here's Watts in the lane, can't get the shot he wants. Atwell rarely inside the three-point arc. Put that runner up on the baseline. Good.
Yep, the baseline cutter. It works every time.
Coming into this game, Atwell attempted 62 shots from the floor. 59 of them were three-pointers. So he doesn't find his way inside very often. Saudi's 3 rattles in and out. Watts quickly in transition for the Red Raiders. Here's Anderson. Juan Watts, 3-pointers off the front iron, but rebounded by Leon Horner.
And he'll be good in this game. It's a faster paced game would be the thought. He will fare well.
Horner, the sophomore out of Frisco, but right back on the other end. Walker
saying, we got to get some stops, guys.
Walker had 16 earlier in the week against Denver. That's his best this year for the Cowboys. has played at Eastern Kentucky and Florida Atlantic before Wyoming. Boy, Anderson just probing inside, off the glass and in. Red Raiders by 4 as we come to the midway point of the first half. Oh, Bennett had it slapped away by Christian Anderson, but beat him to the basketball. Now going to try to drive inside, but stopped by Bamboye and threw it away, and Atwell can't hold.
You know, the defense on JT Toppin and then the ability to not give up a three, and that's the Leon Horner can make that shot. I think he's better in transition, and the half-court catch-and-shoot scenarios is something that I think he's not necessarily as confident in just yet, but young player that got a lot in front of him.
Horner had a couple of threes in the season opener against Lindenwood, then rolled up his ankle and missed a few games. Rojas trying to get Bryant down inside, can't get it to fall, and Bamboye for the Red Raiders.
Nifty move by Rojas, just didn't go in.
Aggressive guards for the Cowboys. JT Toppin's over in the corner on the far side in front of the Wyoming bench. Bamboye's in the lane against Belich, and he had the ball slapped away.
Yeah, when it gets in the paint, that's when they start to collapse. That's several turnovers they forced on the interior.
3 turnovers by the Red Raiders. Belich travels with
great storytelling right there, man. Yeah, you invent the jump shot. I would say that is pretty stellar.
One of my former high school teammates was a Wyoming football player and a first-round draft pick in the NFL.
Okay, there you go.
Played basketball with him in high school, named Lawrence Gaines.
Laramie is a ways out there. Highest, what, feet above sea level of any other university in the country? Is that accurate?
Well, they advertise it in the free throw lane at
yeah.
7,220 feet.
Yeah, I think so. Oxygen.
Yeah.
Oxygen. Gonna need it.
Here's Tyree Bryan. Red Raiders still with that 4-point advantage.
You and I were there at a football game a couple years ago, as I remember.
We were breathing hard.
Yeah, that's right.
Toppin's pass taken away by Dennis.
Not having just the rhythm of a rotation, and you finally get some continuity, and then you look up and no Jalen Petty, which alters the substitution patterns and things like that. So
floater by Dennis goes.
Yeah, Texas Tech just having a hard time getting stops, especially in the paint.
Some different looks by the Red Raiders today, but this time right back to Toppin, and Toppin's pass really taken away by Dennis again.
Yeah, he tried to save it, just didn't throw it enough, far enough in bounds.
Bennett will check out. Naz Meyer, a freshman from Los Angeles, on for the Cowboys. Under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Here's Toppin against the young guy Gore's got double teamed. Up top, Watts, three-pointer, finds his way down.
Those are big, those inside-out threes, but that's what you're doing. You're putting the pressure on Wyoming to make a decision. Okay, if you're going to double, that's when the three-point shots will come, and they typically do a really good job of taking those away. But when you've got a defender or a guy like JT
here in the first half from beyond the arc.
But the most impressive thing is, what is it, 23% from behind the arc? And that's, yeah, I mean, it's just, that's the decision that they make. We're taking this away, you're really going to limit it, and we may end up fouling and putting you on the free throw line a bit more, but we're going to make you earn it. And again, math, right?
I didn't know there'd be math involved.
On a Sunday afternoon.
Christian Anderson fouled on a 6 a game. Gets 2 out of 3 for the Red Raiders, who now lead by 7.
And so you could argue that that's a good foul. I mean, you didn't give up the 3, make some earn 2 points at the free throw line the hard way.
Bennett put his head down, tried to drive it around the right side of the lane, couldn't get there. Here's Walker chased by Atwell. He got away from him, and Toppin doesn't stop him, and off the glass, Walker scored.
They run some good actions, getting downhill and putting pressure on the rim.
A lot of interchangeable parts on that Wyoming team. Toppin lets Walker fly high and then goes up and gets the easy lay-in.
Speaking of good actions around the rim.
Toppin's in double figures with 10. They laid that up for Gores, the freshman. Alley-oop without the dunk, and he just drops it in.
And this is when you don't have Luke Bamboye in the game, you just miss a rim protector. JT Toppin gets pulled away and just nobody there to stop that.
Gores at 6'10". Here's Atwell, steps back behind that line. He's off the back iron. Offensive rebound by Toppin.
Exactly, 57% from the field. So how about that? That's about to change shortly, but 6-point lead for Texas Tech. And now the Red Raiders are winning the field goal percentage battle after that after that miss. I wanted to spit that out before it changed.
Luwan Watts, Tech football's edge rushers getting to a quarterback there.
Yes, it did.
Leon will sit down. Atwell's in. Oh, and Leland Walker laid it off for Magassa, who went up, and that ball does not drop in. Rolled around the rim and fell out.
Boy, you dodge a bullet there. You let that penetration and just a nice pass and just missed a point-blank shot. Yeah, and Sundance Wick saying politely, dunk that.
Yeah, Magassa, 6'7". He's one of the foreign contingent on that Wyoming squad out of France. Oh, Walker's got a wide open look from 3 off the front of the rim and taken away by Anderson. Anderson's got 7 in the ball game. Down to Watts. This will be tough for Magassa, and he can't stop it. JT puts it in.
If he catches it that low, that's 2 points, or you're going to have to put him at the stripe. And Coach Wicks wants to.
Toppin and Anderson have 22 of the Red Raiders' 36 in this first half.
It's a long basketball season. It'll happen.
Leland Walker for the Cowboys.
Yeah, he can score. 3-level guy.
He's been in double figures in their last 4 games. Oh, Atwell's got to look from outside the arc. Quick shot goes up, not there. In the hands of Gores now, and here's Walker again with a chance to narrow the gap. As Myers' 3 goes. Right in front of the Red Raider bench.
Yeah, shoots over 40% from behind the arc. And got one right in front of the Texas Tech coaching staff. They will not be pleased with that, but good timeout by Coach Wicks. A 4-0 run.
Toppin's going to try to back Gores down. The young freshman is turnaround left-hander comes up a little bit short. Keani Saxon now for the Cowboys in the ball game. Walker got around the pick, ran right into JT Toppin, but stepped back and shoots it over the Red Raider big man.
Yeah, he did. That's a really good finish right over JT Toppin.
Walker. Well, Graham is trying to get resettled with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in this first half. Wyoming's on a 6-0 run. Toppin trying to end that. His 3 is off the front rim, and Walker pulls it down. Averages more than 4 rebounds a game. A lot of movement. Anderson bumps into Caden Bennett, and that'll be.
And that's the one thing about Toppin's game. I mean, teams bait him into shooting those 3s. He's 0 for 2 today. He's only made 2 all season. And you see Coach McCaslin's displeased with the shot selection there, but when you're so good at the other things, go ahead, we'll let you shoot a few of those. But that's just one aspect that I know the next level wants to see him get better at, as you see Wyoming continue to cut into this lead.
Boy, Walker has been tough to stop. On dribble into the lane, he's got 10 points. It is a 2-point game.
8-0 run.
There's Luwan Watts, back to Anderson. Saxon defending him. There's a size advantage. Anderson. It'll be Wyoming basketball to start this second half. Red Raiders have Atwell, Bamboye, Bryan, JT Toppin, and Anderson on the floor. That's their starting 5. Dennis, Walker, Belich, Caden Bennett, And Magassa for Sundance Wicks Cowboys. Boy, Walker ended the first half on a run, but couldn't get inside against Bomboye.
Yeah, it's a mismatch.
Oh, Bennett wraparound pass, wanted to get it to Magassa, and that ball thrown out of bounds, but Tyree Bryan may be called for a foul underneath. Oh, it's Bomboye, rather.
Bomboye on the interior passing. Trying to throw, I don't know if he intentionally tried to do that. He's trying to fight over, but it was a hip check.
Oh, nice play by Bennett. Up and under. Out of the reach of the long arms of Bomboye to score, and now Wyoming leads by 1. Atwell 0 for 2 in that first half on 3-point attempts. Did score on a baseline jumper. Here's Bomboye, floater off the front iron. Bennett for the Cowboys.
Yeah, and that's not his game right there. A little uncomfortable and kind of got baited into that. JT Toppin was guarded well.
Walker got tripped up a bit. Red Raiders committed 5 in the first half and 2 here in the first 1:09 of the second half. Well, Walker got away from Atwell at the free throw line. His jumper's a little bit short. Toppin took it away from Belich, and here come the Red Raiders. Well, Dennis just hounding Anderson, who gets right into the lane, put it up. Shot was partially blocked, but Atwell runs it down for Grant McCaslin. Got pushed by Walker, and that'll be a foul against the Cowboy guard.
Yeah, just Texas Tech a bit disjointed right now coming out of the locker room, and let's see to get it to the big fella. Always seems to settle everything down. Christian Anderson tried to take it to the bucket, got bumped a bit, but no call.
Officials today are Kip Kissinger, Brooks Wells, and Brett Smith. Christian's got a good 3-point look, but it's not good. Tipped back up there by Bomboye. But that ball hit the top of the backboard. It'll be Wyoming basketball.
And sometimes when you come into a game and you understand how good the other team is with limiting looks from the 3-point line, you think about it a bit and you hurry those opportunities. Oh, hey, I've got one. We've seen Donovan Atwell kind of hurry it. Maybe Christian kind of hurried that one a little bit. Just because you know they're coming. It's not what they want.
Belich, little too aggressive in his pick out front.
Hip check again. Payback.
Senior out of Belgrade, Serbia. Played at UC Santa Barbara before joining the Cowboys there in Laramie. Lawan Watts ready to check in for the Red Raiders. Toppin and Anderson, a 2-man game out front. Back to JT in the lane. Got fouled by Toppin, the preseason player of the year in the Big 12, misses that second attempt. It's the Cowboys that come away with a loose ball after the miss. Tie game at 39 all. Bennett goes underneath the rim, gets it out there to Walker. His shot is offline. Tipped out of bounds, apparently by the Red Raiders.
Yeah, that's where Wyoming is so good, is on the offensive glass, though. They typically will send 3 or 4 to the boards every single time.
They've had 10+ offensive rebounds in every game this season. 15 the other night in their win over Denver.
Those extra chance opportunities.
That's what it amounts to. A lot of second chance points. Here's Bennett. Oh, he hit Gores in the face with that pass. Little hard underneath. Toppin again, hustling down the floor. Still tied at 37. Or 39, rather. Oh, Walker got around Atwell, lays it off the glass and in. Walker's been very active today.
Yeah, no help defense. Slide over to get that stopped.
Raiders going to go to JT Toppin, let him back down the freshman. Haraco helps some, but not enough. Here's Leon Horner outside the 3-point arc. And now Lawan Watts is going to try to get inside. Jump hook is off the front iron. And Wyoming's got the basketball. Walker has 12. He's the Cowboys' leading scorer. Drive in the lane, got Toppin in the air, but pulled the ball down. Mismatch inside where Anderson was on the 6'10" Gores for a moment. He got off of him as they changed with Horner. Horner brought the missed shot across the timeline. Red Raiders have scored 1 point here in the second half. Toppin's going to try to get inside, left-handed hook, rolls around and comes out of there.
Yeah, hard to complain about the look, though. That typically falls, but you're right. I mean, Wyoming came out of the locker room with a lot of energy and just a bit of a disjointed feel for Texas Tech.
Walker's getting too many good looks inside. Wanted to go to Gores, but threw it out of his 2 next Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, LSU football certainly been in the news today, but you're right, man. For Red Raider fans, the Metroplex will be the place to be this weekend. Football on Saturday in Arlington and basketball on Sunday in Fort Worth.
Well, that time Lawan Watts gets that turnaround jumper to go. He's got 10 now in double figures with JT Toppin. Rojas off the bench for the Cowboys. He's got it in the corner. Here comes a three-point attempt. It's no good. Leon Horner brings it down for the Red Raiders, and in transition quickly up the court. Anderson. Watts is outside the three-point line. Not sure if that was a shot or a pass, but it winds up in Toppin's hands.
It was a flat shot, and so he starts smiling as soon as he made it, because I think it was a pass. Kind of changed his mind, and now here comes this crowd. Texas Tech trying to put something together there, and Lawan Watts kind of starting to, or a big part of trying to get it going.
Had the jump hook inside for the bucket, then the pass.
And almost needs to have a bit more of a selfish component about his game on the offensive end. And like right now, being intentional about making some plays. And
Brent McCaslin would want him to play defense. Rojas steps back, thought about it for a moment. His 3 is good. That'll even up the score.
Quite the answer by Wyoming. This crowd trying to get into it, but Wyoming ties it up.
Cowboys are just 3 of 9 outside the arc, but that was a big one. But here's Watts again for the Red Raiders.
Well, you could have had a whistle there, but this is on purpose. Watts certainly doing his thing. He's got 15 now in the game, but totally different look in his eye here in the second half.
Been very aggressive on the offensive end. Here's Rojas trying to go inside, back up to Gores. He'll shoot a three-pointer. Off the rim, no good. Run down in the corner. And Tyree Bryan had his hands on the basketball, but he might have been out of bounds. Watts with 15, Toppin with 18 for the Red Raiders. Walker is the only Cowboy in double figures with 12. He is not in the game at the moment. Oh, JT Toppin took it away from Meyer.
Just straight took it. You're exactly right. Got to make him pay here if you're Texas Tech.
Here's Anderson. Can't find anybody to get the ball to. Finally to Toppin down low. He's got the young guy there, and he puts it up and in, but
little extra step with the pivot foot. Can't do that. Sometimes guys with the reputation of JT Toppin get a little leeway, but not there.
Packed his bags and took off. Here's Caden Bennett in the lane. He's got Toppin there to stop him. Now what to do with the basketball. Can't find a teammate. Finally finds Meyer. Here's a three-pointer from him. Long range. Atwell's got the rebound. The Red Raiders quickly across the timeline. Here's Watts. Donovan Atwell has not made a 3 today until now.
Hey, they want to give all the credit to these quarterbacks. That's just what we'll do. We'll put our guy at quarterback and see what happens. But he plays on a really, really good defense.
Yes, they are.
There is, I mean, they are as salty as anybody in the country on that side of the ball. And Nothing fluky about it whatsoever. Can rush the passer, got playmakers at all 3 levels. It has been impressive to watch, and they stop the run as well as anybody in the country statistically.
Well, this Red Raider basketball team has traditionally under Grant McCasland played some really good defense, and they've won 43 consecutive non-conference games here in this arena. But they've got a battle on their hands right now. Naz Meyer lays it in after the Red Raider turnover. Back to a 3-point game. 20 of those 43 games the Red Raiders have won against non-Big 12 foes have come under McCasland. Here's LaJuan Watts down low. Saxon
Season.
A lot of new faces there. 12 new. There are 3 players who were part of the roster there in Laramie a year ago. Magassa and Belich are 2 of the notables. We're back to a 3-point game. Red Raiders allowed New Orleans just 50 points the other night. Wyoming's got it at 50 with 10 minutes to play. Here's Walker. You know he's going right to the rack, and he does. Lays it up and in good.
Yeah, the pokes will not go away. Coach Wicks on his, just begging for energy on this end of the floor. And Texas Tech just can't pull away.
That's Watts against Belich, who's got 4 fouls. Tries to not commit another, and Watts scores again for Texas Tech.
Well, if he gets it again that low and just able to back down, that's going to be a high percentage there. And now this crowd trying to get into it on a Sunday afternoon.
Trying to lift up the Red Raider defense. Tech by 3. Meyer defended by Toppin on the wing. Going to try to take the big man inside. Steps back. Jumper's good. Naz Meyer hit it.
Big time shot by Meyer.
Freshman out of Los Angeles. Gets the Cowboys within 1. Atwell's got 1 3 today. That one's a bit short. At the line.
And Christian Anderson has only attempted 4 shots in this game. I mean, he's got 9, but you just haven't really seen him be a heavy offensive player with the normal shot attempts that we're used to seeing.
Well, Rojas lays it up inside for Gores, who can't finish on an alley-oop type play.
That's a couple of bunnies.
Anderson's got Tyree Bryan alone in the corner. His 3 is not good, though. Belich with 4 fouls pulls down the board. And Walker, the only Cowboy in double figures with 16, brings it up. They've got 9 players in the scorebook, but just 1 in double figures. Rojas against Anderson. Looking for a way to get inside. Stop there. Back up top. 9 on the shot clock. Walker against Tyree Bryan. Gets inside off the glass. It's short. And Toppin's got his 8th rebound. O'Brien's got a wide open look from 3, but does not take it to Watts. He's against Belich. Anderson's got a look. Walker was slow around the screen, but Anderson can't deliver the 3.
Well, you just can't get one of those to fall. Bryan had a look. Christian Anderson had a look.
Rojas drives inside. No one stops him, and he's got 9 points. And you look up, the Cowboys are on top.
And with a lot of confidence.
Leon Horner getting ready to check back in for the Red Raiders. Tyree Bryan's going to try a 3. That one looked good. Toppin got the rebound, puts it right back up and in. Offensive board. Toppin scores. He's got 20.
When you have Toppin in there to rebound, sometimes you're going to live with some of those 3-point looks, even though it's contested. It just will not fall, but it equals a second chance opportunity for JT Toppin.
Toppin close to a double-double. Here's Leland Walker pushed off Christian Anderson a little bit, doesn't get the roll, and Watts is way up there to grab the rebound. Oh, got it ahead to Toppin. That's an easy one for JT. Puts it up left-handed and in.
Well, your 2 bigs can grab the rebound and initiate the break. Yeah, but you go big to big there on the guard never touched it.
22 for JT. The Red Raiders, who trailed a moment ago by 1, are now up by 3. Anderson's not given any room to Walker. Here's Rojas. He's got Bryan defending. Oh, long 3 is off the mark. Not sure Sundance Wicks wanted that shot. He gave a look of disgust at Rojas after that shot.
They had been so patient, and that was uncharacteristic of what we had seen to this point.
Gore's up to block that shot by Toppin. Watts couldn't chase it down. The Cowboys slow it down to bring it up the court. 5:49 to play. They may want, well, no, I thought Wicks might want a timeout, but he doesn't get it. Here's Rojas back to Caden Bennett. His three is not good. Belic rebounds, blocked underneath by Watts, who got shoved down. Young freshman Gore's three is on the way. It's an air ball.
Anderson, he's got the 9 points, but you have just got used to him putting up bigger numbers, but they have done a good job as Wyoming in taking the ball out of his hands and limiting his looks from the perimeter.
Yeah, Christian has 4 assists and 2 rebounds to go with those 9 points. But he was your leading scorer the other night with 23. Here's Toppin. Atwell's got 5. Oh, he pushed off Walker. Gets a free shot from near the free throw line and knocks it down. He's got 7 now, and the Red Raiders by 5. Walker, the only Cowboy in double figures, defended by Anderson. That's Caden Bennett. It's a recipe for winning on the road, Chris.
When you don't, yeah, when you get some free throw attempts and you make them all, I would agree with you. 11 of 19 versus 9 of 9 free throw attempts.
Oh, you've neutralized things. Toppin lost the dribble. Here's Walker's going to lay it right in. Good. 18 for Walker. At 16 the other night, his season best. He's passed it today here in Lubbock. Red Raiders by 1. Anderson inside. Defended by Meyer. Boy, shot a rainbow jumper over Naz Meyer and good.
The degree of difficulty on that, most people won't really understand it. But yeah, he flipped that thing way up high in the air to get it over the defender.
Meyer's 6'7". Magassa to Bennett. Keone Saxon was open outside the three-point arc, gives it back to Bennett. Here's a three, rolls around out of there, no good. Tipped by Saxon, but Christian Anderson got it. .345 to play in the ball game. Anderson starts the drive, and he's got 12 points now.
And yet, what's interesting is this team in Champaign, Illinois, against the top 25 team in front of 15,000 people, played much different.
Point for the transfer to the Red Raiders from Virginia Commonwealth, Luke Bomboye. Rojas tried to go inside, got that shot swatted by the 6'11" Red Raider center. Walker going to set up. 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Texas Tech by 5. Walker wants to drive against Toppin. Pulled up, shot not there. Tipped around. Finally over the back of Bomboye. Bennett. Walker, a three is good. Leland Walker's got 21 for Wyoming.
Boy, got him in scramble mode, and you're right. He almost had the ball secured on Bomboye's back, but made a clutch shot.
JT Toppin, Leon Horner, back to Christian Anderson. Red Raiders by a couple. Anderson going to try to drive inside. Red Raiders have come alive, making 5 of their last 7 field goal attempts to build this lead of 4 points. Here's Caden Bennett inside, back to the freshman, and the shot clock expires. Shot clock ran out on Wyoming.
Yeah, and Gores has really hurt them in the second half with some missed shots, and just right there just isn't aware that. Surprised though that Walker didn't get the touch.
And that was out of a timeout when you knew they were told what was on the shot clock. Now as 109 counting down towards 1 minute to play.
That's the thing about freshmen though. Gores will learn, be better for it.
Leave the ball in Christian Anderson's hand with 1 minute to go. Here comes Toppin. Can't get it back to the big man until now against the young freshman Gorse. Oh, he turned one way, went the other. JT lays it up and in for 24.
That's some elite footwork right there.
Here's Walker with the ball. He'll look for a way inside. Can't penetrate the Red Raider defense. Nazmeyer down the baseline, lays it up. It's good off the glass. 71-67. 37 seconds remain. Red Raiders in no hurry. Anderson's across the timeline, picked up there. Atwell is out there with him.
Yeah, they're going to try to trap, but yeah, the foul not coming yet.
Oh, here's JT Toppin. Left-hander good. That may do it. 73-67, and McCaslin calls a timeout.